Okay, so this is my second video on the How to Fix series. It's actually the first one I wrote. I just made a bunch of UNMI videos around that time, so I wanted to not make more. But yeah, let's try to fix UNMI. Now, in my previous video, How to Fix Poseidon, the main fix wasn't that it was underpowered, it was that it was boring. UNMI is different. I think UNMI is quite fun, but it is a little underpowered and it's very hard to get going early, especially for newer players. So yeah, I think it could use some help to make it much more playable. So let's look at UNMI. So UNMI starts with an Earth tech, 40 mega credits, and the main thing about it, it's its ability, which is if you terraformed this turn, you can pay 3 to terraform again. Now this effect is very powerful. Paying 3 for a terraforming rating is very powerful, and it's actually the best part of the card. The 40 is a little low, and the Earth tax, I love Earth tax. It's not very aligned with a fast rush strategy, but it's a good decent tag. I don't mind it at all. So let's talk about what the actual problem is. The problem is that UNMI doesn't have anything that helps it terraform. And so terraforming is very expensive, especially early. And it ends up just having to invest too much into inefficient cards to terraform in order to play its very efficient ability. So it kind of like nulls out, and it's forced to rush with an ability that kind of could benefit from, like, it's an ability that can give you 10 points, so it could benefit from a longer game. I think UNMI is ideal on a mid-length game because it's just too hard to rush with it. It would be great if you could rush with it, basically. And so that's the main problem, that it doesn't have anything. Like, if you think about the other rushing corporations in the base game, Ecoline, it's all meant towards rushing. It's like it starts with 2 plants and it's cheaper to play plants. Healing is bad, but it starts with 3 heat, and it's actually more about being flexible and giving heat for cash if you need to, but it has a way to terraform. And then Inventrix, Inventrix is again not the fastest, but the parameters restrictions can help you with a fast rush game if you get the right cards, like kelp farming or something. So they all give you like one way that helps you terraform faster. UNMI doesn't. It gives you a way to get income that is never more efficient than to just get actual income, like something like Director could do, where you just can invest into income cards. And so you're never gonna beat Director on a long in-game game, despite like how good you are at raising your income early. Director's just gonna be better with non-terraforming cards, and you're never gonna outrush someone like Ecoline. So you're kind of stuck in the middle. That's why you have to go for the middle game, and you have to hope for a very UNMI friendly hand. So that's the problem. So let's go with the fixes. Now, my first idea was, well, let's help it out that first generation. Let's give it a terraforming rating. Let's maybe have it start with a greenery. Place a greenery as its first action. And you'll be surprised how much that actually helps you on MI. I don't think it's very original, and I don't think it like makes you think about the best strategy. Because one crucial piece of the strategy with the UNMI is, do you just keep the first generation in favor of more economy, right? And I don't like that giving a greenery straight up does that. And the second problem with it is that that's sort of the help that Prelude gave UNMI, and that it can terraform the first generation if you get the right Prelude, and it makes it much simpler, and it actually makes UNMI much playable. And so then the greenery, I mean, it's an extra greenery. That's good. That could be up to 2 or 3 points, but that's really not. I don't think it's improving the corporation the way it should be. My second idea, because UNMI has trouble terraforming, was to make it easier for it to terraform. So you have a corporation in the base game that does plants, a corporation that does heat. So maybe UNMI could do something like play an ocean for I don't know 12, 15, 14, something like that. And again, I don't think it's very original. I think it's still fairly inefficient. Like the thing is, like if you make it too cheap, it's OP, and if you don't, it's still too inefficient for the early game and too hard to get going. That's the main issue with that. That yeah, there's like if you make it 10, then mid late game it's just broken, and if you make it like 13, then I mean paying 13 for a terraforming rating, paying 16 for 2 terraforming rating is still not great early. It's almost release of inert gases, right, which is not a great card. It's not good for your economy, and you're not rushing that fast because that's your second terraforming rating is not going towards terraforming. It's just big 3 point plus income, right? So yeah, that's why I didn't love my ocean idea in the end. And then my third option was to give it some production. So it would have to be plant or heat for it to be good. But well, first of all, there's already like a hit corp and a plant corp in the base game, and I like that those corps like each have their theme, even though Helion, bleh. But yeah, I still don't think it helps UNMI in those earlier generations where terraforming is when you need more terraforming, right? So for like those are the two main issues. I think it would be too similar to either Helion or Ecoline, to the point where one would just become the good heat corp and the bad heat corp, or the good plant corp and bad plant. Like I didn't want to do that twice, especially for the base game corps, where if people are only playing with the base game, it's like that it's nice that each one has its niche. So that's where I landed with my fix. And so this is the fix that I thought of. You get standard UNMI, same tag, same starting cash, same price to do your ability, but every time you get a terraforming rating, you get 1 heat resource. And I was initially a lot higher on the resource, so I thought my first idea was a standard resource, and that was just too flexible. Then I thought, okay, a plant, but plants may be too good. And then if you do the math, like usually I see UNMI finish with like 50 to 60 terraforming rating in a game, right? Think about it. You'll probably get 10 from your ability, and then the game has 19 temperature plus 14 oxygen plus 9 oceans, so that's 28, 42, right? Yeah, that's 42 steps. If UNMI gets its 10 steps for its ability plus let's say 25 to 30 of the 42, because you're gonna be doing most of the terraforming, you're gonna land in that 50 to 60 range, right? And so that's 50 to minus your 20, so you're getting total TR for the game, I think between 30 and 40, giving you 40 extra plants. That's 5 greeneries. And for that same reason, I can't do more than 1 heat, because already 5 heat steps passively when you terraform. That's actually very, very good. So I think this corporation would land on the stronger side. But the important thing is that this helps you rush, and it also forces you to still make those hard decisions early of, do I terraform or do I develop? But you're getting rewarded when you actually go for the risky move, which is terraforming, and you're getting heat back, which can help you terraform more. And that fixes the main problem in UNMI, which is now it has a way in which it can terraform a little better, a little easier, And once you get going, it's actually just going to be extra hit steps, and then it's going to help you rush the game. And so it would go for me to become one of the best rushing corporations in the game. Like it would be like Arctic Algae would probably be the best card for it, because you're placing oceans, getting plants, and then getting heat passively through your bonus. I mean, of course, you'd go for other cards, but I think this would make UNMI very competitive, probably second tier or top tier. And yeah, well, I encourage you to try this out at home. Let me know how it goes. Leave me your thoughts on the comments, and see you next time.